Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn how to divide a decimal number by whole numbers. So let's get started. Look at the first example. 6.831 divided by 9. So this is the dividend and this is the divisor. So let's start comparing. If you see, the dividend is 6 and divisor is 9. So it's not going, then you have to take one more digit. But there is a decimal in between. To do a proper division, we have to take out the decimal and put it in the quotient. Now, is it going? If you think about 9 table and try to go close to 68, 9 times 7 is 63 minus 63. 68 minus 63 is 5. Next digit is 3. Put it down. 9 times 5 is 45. We are thinking about 9's table and try to go close to 53. We know 9 times 5 is 45 and 9 times 6 is 54. So we cannot go beyond 53. It could be either equal 53 or less than 53. So 9 times 5 is 53. 9 times 5 is 45. 53 minus 45 is 8. Last digit is 1. Let's bring it down. Think about 9's table. Try to go close to 81. We know 9 times 9 is 81. So the quotient is 0.795. Let's go to the next example. 892.9 divided by 4. Let's start comparing. 8 is big, 4 is small. Yes, it is going. If you think about 4's table, 4 times 2 is 8. Let's put 4 times 2 is 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. Bring down the number 9. If you think about 4's table and try to go close to 9, 4 times 2 is 8. 9 minus 8 is 1. I'm bringing down 2. Think about 4's table. 4 times 3 is 12. 0. But there's a decimal. So in order to bring this 9 down, we have to take out the decimal and put it in the quotient. Let's bring down 9 now. 4 times 2 is 8, but 4 times 3 is 12. We cannot go to 12. We have to make it either same number, equal number, or less. So 4 times 2 is 8. 9 minus 8 is 1. Because we already put a decimal, we can borrow a 0 here. That is the rule of the decimal division. If we have a decimal in the quotient, you can borrow a 0 anytime you want. So 4 times 2 is 8. Again, 2 is the reminder because the decimal division we have to keep doing until we get a number. Sometimes we have to go more than 3 digits. That's also okay. But most of the time they mention that how many decimal points you need to continue your decimal division. So here 2 is the remainder. Because there is a decimal in the quotient, we can always borrow a 0 here. Now we are thinking about 4's table and try to go close to 20. 4 times 5 is 20. So the answer is 223.225. Let's do other example. 9.36 divided by 4. Yes, 9 is big, 4 is small, so it's going. 4 times 2 is 8. 9 minus 8 is 1. We cannot bring down 3 right there because the decimal is blocking your way. Take out the decimal, put in the quotient, bring down 3. 4 times 3 is 12. 13 minus 12 is 1. Next digit is 6. Let's bring it down. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 minus 16 is 0. So 2.34 is the answer. Now let's focus on our next problem. 0.03 divided by 6. So definitely it's not going. We cannot take the second number because there's a decimal in between. Let's take out the decimal and put it on the top, which is in the quotient. Is this going? No, still it's not going. So put a 0. I want you to observe one thing. When this time is not going, the first digit, which is 0, we didn't put any 0 on top. When we put the decimal, take out the decimal and put it on top, and then we started comparing the next digit, we put a 0 because it is not going. So before decimal is not counted, but after we put the decimal and the quotient, if the next digit is not going, we put a 0 instead. Next, this one is still not going, so put a 0 on top. Now, because it's a decimal here and there is a digit which is more than 0 is here, we can borrow a 0 here in the dividend. In my first video about about decimal division, I told you that if it is a 0, we can always borrow 1 0 if there is a decimal in the quotient. So I already put a decimal in the quotient. I put a 0. I can borrow a 0 after the digit which is more than 0. So 3 is here. Now it's become 30. And 6 times 5 is equal to 30. So 0 point, you can put a 0 before. There's no problem in there. If you don't put that, that is also fine. 0.005. Let's do the next example. 96.504 divided by 8. Now let's compare. It is going. So let's put 8 times 1 equal to 8 minus, I put the 6 down. 8 times 2 is 16. I cannot put more because the decimal is blocking away. Take out the decimal, put in the quotient, bring down the next digit. But look, it is not going. But we have still more digits to bring it down. To bring it the next digit 0 down, we have to put a 0 in the decimal. And then we can put this 0 and it becomes 50. Now think about 8's table and try to go close to 50. 8 times 6 is 48. 50 minus 40 is 2. We bring down 4. 8 times 3 is 24. I explain again what I did. First, we did 8 times 1 is 8. We put 16. 8 times 2 is 16. The decimal was blocking away. I took out the decimal, put in the quotient. I put 5 down. But still, it's not going. But there are other digits that we can put it down. In order to allow the other digit, which is 0, to put it down and become 50, we have to put a 0 on the quotient. And then we did 8 times 6 is 48. And rest of the process is a normal division process. 256.6. Is it going? No. I have to take one more digit. Now it is going because 25 is more than 8. When we do the division, we always remember the dividend is always greater than divisor. If it's dividend less than divisor, you have to take one more digit, which is in the dividend area. So it's 25. Think about 5's table. 5 times 3 is 24. 25 minus 24 is 1. Next digit is 6. 8 times 2 is 36. I cannot bring the 6 down because the decimal is blocking the way. Take out the decimal, put it here, put the 6, but it's still not going. So what you have to do, you put a 0 and then borrow a 0. The reason I put the 0 because the decimal rule is if you put a number down, it definitely should go. If it is not going and you have to bring more digit down or borrow a 0 because the decimal is there, you have to put a 0 there. So I put a 0, now I can borrow a 0. So 8 times 7 is 56. 60 minus 56 is 4 and then 0. 8 times 5 is 40. So that's the answer. Next one. Is it going? Yes, it is because it should be either equal or bigger. So 4 times 1 is 4. 0. 8 down. 4 times 2 is 8. We cannot put more digits down because decimal is blocking way. Put decimal on top. Bring down 0. It is not going, but we have more digits at there. At least one digit at there that I can put it down. But in order to bring this digit down, I have to put a 0. This 3 is still not going. But according to decimal rule, if you put the digit down, it should go. But in this case, we have to borrow a 0 because from the decimal is there, you can always borrow 0. But for that, you have to put a 0 on the quotient and then you can borrow 1. So now 30 divided by 4, 4 times 7 is 28 minus 2, 0. 4 times 5 is 20. So 12.0075 is the answer. We move on to the last problem of this video. Let's start comparing. Yes, it is going. 7 times 1 is 7. 0. We cannot bring the next digit down because decimal is blocking our way. Take out the decimal, put it down. Bring the 5, but it's still not going. But there are 2 digits still available to put it down. We cannot do like that. We have to put a 0 in order to next digit down. Now 55 divided by 7. 7 times 7 is 49. 55 minus 49 is 6. Last digit down, which is 3. 7 times 9 is 63. So 1.079 is the answer. Thank you for watching this video. Hope it is useful. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, subscribe this channel.